Hey there, friend. Amber Housley here, back again with a new season of the Bloom and Grow Show. This is our summer edition 2024, where I'm going to be just covering some, light topics on all of the things that you could be doing right now to help your business grow and thrive, and of course, in your life as well. I also have some great friends coming along for some guest interviews and some fun episodes planned. So buckle up and let's jump right into it. So, today's episode is all about the things that you could be doing right now in your business during the summer season. Now, I love the summer season, and I'm sure you do too. You probably enjoy all of the extra light that is in your days. You probably are feeling some of that summer energy that's happening where you're just like going out in the world, making all kinds of plans, maybe going on fun vacations, maybe just connecting with people on a whole other level. And guess what? That same energy you can harness in your business. So let's go ahead and jump into today's episodes and get into some of those tips and strategies you could be doing right now. All right, the first is embracing the season for your content creation. Okay, so I am all about embracing the season that I'm in and the season that we are living in. And if you've been around here for any amount of time, you know that I live and breathe the seasons. My uniform today is perfectly reflective of that. I think my new summer hairdo is a slicked back bun all the times, every day. I have really long, thick hair that takes a lot of time to get ready and do things with, especially in the summer season. And so between that and my bright floral colors, like I am the epitome of the summer season. I'm actually wearing what I'm calling my summer granny muumuu. You know, those like long shift dresses that we know we come to love and admire over the years. Well, I'm embracing that style now. I actually got this muumuu. I'm calling it a muumuu. It's probably just a dress, but it just has like kind of a vintage. I feel like this had been a print that was popular in the 60s or 70s or 80s. And it's just like a cotton, comfortable, nice and roomy, and, lots of air, all the things, right? I am embracing that in my clothing and into my lifestyle. And I want you to think about that too, of the seasonal energy, the seasonal colors, the themes, like all the things that make up summer, all of the things about growth and joy and renewal and getting out there and about. You can embrace that seasonal flair into your marketing, into your content creation, right? If you use bright visuals, summer themed graphics, telling stories from your childhood or things that are resonant for you and where you're at in your life and like what's going on in it during the summer season, you can incorporate that into your content creation and really capture the whole essence of summer. I was writing an email today, actually, where I was talking about how we have like probably never gone through popsicles as fast as we have this particular season. That's something that's like a real like thing that's happening right now. We're also making plans for our upcoming vacation. We travel to a national park every summer and like a different one on a family adventure and vacation. And I'm preparing for those. So there's things I'm having to do in my business. Like I am really humanizing myself and putting myself in the summer season. And I'm sharing that story with my audience because that's something they can connect on as well. So think about, what can your audience connect on during this summer season? And maybe what bright visuals. When I was talking about graphics a minute ago, I think back to a campaign that we did, a promotion back in the summer of 22. And I was thinking about that Taylor Swift song, Feeling 22. I think it's just 22, maybe. But anyway, in that graphic, I was doing like, I'm feeling 22, and it was $22 to join your first month within our Inner Circle membership. And like, I just had so much fun going off of that 22 theme. Like I took it to the next level with my graphic designer, and just fun, like neon pinks and yellows and oranges and like heart-shaped sunglasses and sunshine graphics. Like I just had fun with it. And I would encourage you to have fun and embrace the season in your marketing and your promotions. Which leads me into tip number 2. Host a summer sale or some kind of summer themed event. Like This is the time when we are looking for deals. We are so accustomed, at least here in the States, for the 4th of July season, right? So think about your audience and your products and services. Can you offer some sort of limited time summer sale or some other special event? Maybe there's some kind of exclusive discount or bundle deals. Maybe there's a way you can host a virtual or an in-person event that just helps drive engagement and boost sales. But just think about, like, I always draw inspiration a lot from the stores that I shop in and what they're talking about, what they are, expressing in their seasonal marketing, and thinking about how I can incorporate that into my own business. Now, as we're like, living in the summer season and breathing it and writing it and creating content within it and hosting these sales, number 3 is making you think about the future. And so this is a really great time to start planning your Q3 and your Q4 schedule. And when I say schedule, this could mean lots of different things. This could be any operational things you're thinking about. This could be any marketing promotions. This could be your own personal life plans that you have going on. Like, now is a really great time to use, if the summer season for you has some pockets of time where there can be a relatively slower pace. You can start making a plan for the fall and the holiday seasons, right? This could be a great time at this mid-year mark here, halfway through the year, here in the month of June, to review your business goals or update maybe some of your marketing tactics or strategy. Maybe you're thinking about trying something new, a new platform, a new software, or a new tool to help execute your plans on. This also could be a great time for you to start thinking about the nitty gritty of any product promotions or launches or things you have going on in the Q3 and Q4 season, because you want to start preparing for that now. You don't want to wait until those months come and they're suddenly knocking at your door and you're like, I didn't even think about this until then. Right now, you could already start dreaming and scheming in the best sense of that word and thinking about Q3 and Q4. All right, let's talk about tip number 4. And this is about connecting and reconnecting with your community. Yes, like summer season is all about getting out there and, talking to new people, meeting new friends, right? Making yourself more visible, because actually you'll find in between all of the activities, people at the end of the day may be used to like grounding themselves by scrolling on social media, like not in a negative way, but in a way where they're like, hey, what are all the adventures that my friends and family did, right? Or, the businesses and brands that I follow. I know that's something that I do as a habit for myself, because I am busy so much during the day working that I don't get a chance to check on social media. And so maybe during my lunch breaks or in the evening, I like to see like, hey, what's all the fun people are having? I really do think and perceive social media as a positive thing. Like, I truly love seeing everyone's vacations. I love seeing their summer activities. I love it when I see the graduations and the proms and like all the things that people put as their scrapbooks online, like their highlight reels. I love them. Like, they get me so excited because I love just like celebrating other people, and it makes me happy and it brings me such joy. And so think about that, think and take advantage of that as well, and make yourself visible, right? And connect with your community. Think about how maybe you can like position yourself to connect with your community on a new level. I know over in our Blooming Business Inner Circle membership, we have added some really great activities for July, even in the middle of a busy season, because we know that there are some that are still interested in growing their business and their skills right now, or connecting with our sisterhood. And so we've added some networking and some socializing events, both within actually the Inner Circle membership and within the Coterie Mastermind, because I know that like creating that environment for deeper connections only gives more value in all of our programs. I know it only helps serve everyone more when you feel more connected to people, when you get to hear the perspectives of other business owners and industries. So think about that. Like, how can you create an environment or a platform for your audience and your community? Maybe it's through a workshop. Maybe it's through a webinar. Maybe it's through some kind of meetup. And all of these could be done virtually or in person. So let's use that summer socializing. Like, you think about how in your personal lives, like this is when all the barbecues happen and like the potlucks and like the other fun party celebrations. How can you go and create that same atmosphere within your own community? All right, let's go over to tip number 5. This is refresh your brand. Yes, summer season could be a great time to revisit your branding. Like you can think about updating maybe your website. Maybe you haven't done an audit in a while. Over in our program, Flourish and in Fresh Squeeze Social, these are both 2 courses that I have within the Blooming Business Inner Circle membership. You can be walked through a whole entire audit where you can audit your website, audit your social media profiles, because this is a great time to refresh them. Maybe it's time to update the about section or the bios of your different profiles, right? Maybe you haven't logged into your LinkedIn profile in a long time, or one of those other social media accounts that you don't frequent very often. Maybe this is a good time for you to go and check those out just to see if they are up to date, because we always want to be fresh and engaging. And this might also be the opportunity to think, oh, how could I go and promote that summer specific brand campaign or promotion or launch or sale, all the things we just talked about? How can we incorporate that over into our social media profiles? Because there might be a fun way to engage those people as well. All right, let's move on to number 6. And this is your reminder to focus on your own personal growth. Okay, so this is me just reminding you to take your own time for any kind of personal growth or self-care, or maybe some sort of skills that you have wanted to spend some time focusing on, but you're like, oh, it just doesn't feel like the right timing. The summer season absolutely could be it. I mean, I always think about how in the summer season, there's just like a little bit more of an invitation for, relaxation and recharging. It could be, finally picking up like a fun fiction book that you haven't, picked up in a while. I know I've enjoyed taking my daughter over to our local library. They're hosting a really fun summer reading challenge for the kids, where if you read 20 books during the summer season, or basically before school starts, and you finish those 20 titles, you write them down, then you get to go and get a ticket to our local county fair. And that was like such a fun prize for my daughter. And I was excited. And I also was like, well, what can I do? And they actually have some really fun adult giveaways happening at the library as well. And you can participate for every book you read. You can put like the name of the title and your name in a jar and draw it, and you can win fun prizes. So I'm definitely going to be doing that. But it really prompted me of like, hey, like if there is not any better season than right now in the summertime for me to like restart my book reading habit. I know whenever I get on a book reading, like kind of repetitive activity, because I feel like I have like short bursts of it where I'm like super into reading all the books, and then I take a couple months off, and then I'm into it again. This season feels like it is totally the right time for it. And I find whenever I do those activities like book reading and go on those sprints of it, I am fueled in so many other ways, like the creativity, the ideas, the inspiration, right? Like this is a really great time for you to like let the ideas come, right? Like let's just see what happens. And so focusing on your personal growth, focusing on that self-care and that mindfulness and all those things that that you've talked about doing and you've thought about doing, but maybe you haven't made as much of a priority, this really could totally be the thing. All right, let's go over into tip number 7. And I'm going to go right back on to that seasonal trend idea. I think that this could be a really great time to create maybe some summer themed products. Maybe there is some seasonal offerings that you want to create that are only aligned within the summer season just because of the naming convention, or maybe the length of time or the type of product it is, right? I think any way you can align maybe your content or these new product ideas with those summer activities and interests could be only more fun. I know my product Bloom into Business Camp course, which is a really great foundational course that helps you create a brand that is going to really stand the test of time and really get your vision for your business created and the offers and the things that you want to create in this world. It's one of my most favorite courses, and I first created it in the summer season. So of course, Bloom into Business Camp, it's so fun because it is summer camp themed. And my whole goal with it, I'll tell you this right now, I'll just like plant the seed now because I'm hoping by next summer I could maybe make the dream come alive, is I always wanted to teach it in a live setting that was a very camp related setting. How fun would that be, right? To like go to camp, go to business camp in the summertime at a camp, or like with camp themed activities. I can tell you from experience that this has been a dream of mine since high school, because I was really active in high school. I'm sure you can imagine, right? The classic Enneagram 7. I was in so many clubs. I was officers of so many clubs and activities and cheerleading and student council, like all yearbook, all the things, right? Well, one of the clubs I was really involved in was Key Club, which is the Kiwanis like volunteer service organization. And it was a really big deal at my high school. We did so many activities, so much community service. I learned so much through it. But one of the things that we did that I created as I was maybe a junior or a senior, so I was kind of like, several years into the club, we went camping over the summer season as kind of like a leadership retreat, because within this club, we had lots of student officer positions. Like I have to imagine there was at least like 10 to 12 officer positions. And so I created this like summer camp, and we went camping, and I created this like whole agenda that had like all these fun camping themed activities, or summer camp themed activities for our little camping crew. So fun to like have that memory right now as I'm recording this podcast episode, because I can see all the ways my love of camp and camping has manifested itself now in my adult life. And like, we're still doing it. In fact, we just hosted a Memorial Day camping trip for our some of the friends in our neighborhood and town. And there was at least, I want to say there was 30 of us this time. Matching t-shirts and everything. It was so fun for Memorial Day. So I love how I'm still making that dream come alive now, all these years later. All right, let's go over to tip number 8 of things you could be doing right now in the summer season. Next is enhancing your customer engagement. And so what I mean by this is thinking about how you can run maybe some fun summer contests or giveaways. You could think about how you can encourage your audience to share maybe some of their own summer experiences with your products or services, or anything you can do to engage the community. It could be fun, like creating like a summer themed basket giveaway that there's a way they could win that, or some other kind of content creation challenge. I know within our community in the inner circle, within the summer virtual retreat kit that we just hosted, there was a really fun checklist. I'm actually going to show it for our YouTube friends that are following along. This is a Living the Sweet Life checklist, and it has all of these ideas for really fun summer activities that you could do during the summer season with yourself, with your family, with your friends, whomever. But it's just a way to just like encourage you to be living the sweet life too, right? While we're building and growing those thriving businesses, we're also leading joy-filled lives. And so that's one way that I encourage our community to step out into it and tag me in their fun adventures and tag me on their list as they're filling them out. It's so much fun, and it's so satisfying to, as a creator, to see my clients and my customers doing such things and coming to me with their stories of like, oh yeah, I checked off this on my list, or, oh, we have these plans over here on the summer season. Like, we're really living the sweet life. I can tell you that that's so satisfying when you hear your customers and clients repeat back your messages and your words and your vision and the manifesto that we believe in the Sweet Life Sisterhood. It's so, so satisfying. All right, let's go over to tip number 9. This is a great time of season to thinking about how you can optimize your operations. And so what I mean by this is looking, digging down deep, lifting up the hood on your business operations, thinking about, are there any things that aren't working right now? Are there things that are working? And getting kind of the detective hat on and thinking about, why are they working? Like what is making those work so we can do more of that? Are there any areas that need to be improved? Is there anywhere where we're not being efficient with our time or our tools? This is just a really great time. We can start streamlining some of our processes. We can be implementing any kind of new tools or new systems or any kind of new training for yourself or for your team. I think the summer season is a great season for it. I actually think on the summer virtual retreat, Rebecca Robinson in our community, she was sharing how the summer season for her is like their spring season, like in the idea that for them, their clients are people who are looking to have their homes renovated and get their interior design services that Rebecca offers booked and renovations and that sort of thing. And so those customers are really busy during the summer season, and that's not what they're thinking about right now, right? Like they're not having those projects go on because they might be home more or their family's home, right? Those things are going to be reserved more for like back to school and moving forward. And so she right now is like, she was sharing how like it feels like the spring season because she's like spring cleaning right now. They're like going through their website, they're going through their lead magnets and their emails and their systems and their processes and just like streamlining, refreshing, like doing all of those things now because they're preparing for what will be their busy summer season come back to school, because for them, their summer season is all about when those new clients are coming in and they're booking lots of new business and new projects. And so right now is her spring season to just get ready for all the things. All right, my final tip right now for the summer season and things you could be doing is to start preparing for the back to school season, right? So if your business can benefit in any way from that back to school rush, like I was just using that example of Rebecca, right? You can start planning your campaigns right now, right? Think about any promotions or content that cater to families or individuals that are preparing for the new school year, right? So you can be ahead of the game, right? Like you can be the smart one who already has all their stuff together and is already thinking about those things and has everything lined up. So come August, come September, whenever that back to school season is for you, you can be ready to go. And I always want to encourage you, like you could say, oh, you know, my clients and customers, like they don't have children, like they're not in school, like back to school season, that's not really a thing for us. But I want to remind you that most of your customers or clients went to school, right? They were in a traditional school setting. They know what the feeling and the energy of back to school means for them, even if they're grown adults now, right? Like there's always the joy, like when I think back to school, in buying the new school supplies, right? Buying the new markers and the new backpack and like the newness of that season. And I think as summer comes to a close for everyone and the more of the structure and the rhythms that come with the back to school season, like even if they have no little ones in school or they're not in school themselves, they still understand that energy that the fall season will offer. And so there's ways that you can already speak to it. So I hope you enjoyed today's episode. Let me know by going over into iTunes or Spotify and giving us a 5-star rating. Let me know what you loved and what you love about the show in general. We are recording some new episodes, like I shared, for the summer season. Gonna have some fun here, gonna have some fun guests, like I shared, and just really like help you be more creative, to have that more growth mindset this season and really be living in the joy of it all. So anyway, wherever you're at today, friend, I hope you continue to bloom and grow. And I look forward to you popping in for the next episode. Take care.